Alright, so last podcast there were some allegations thrown about drinking in Deer Park.
That shit is garbage.
So, it is garbage, but nigga gotta hydrate or dehydrate type shit. So
right.
In order to combat this time I brought my large water bottle.
Yay.
So if you see me sipping, mind your bit. Don't pay attention to the fact that it says 1 p.m. and it's definitely not 1 p.m. Mind your business, bro.
What kind of water's in there though?
This is the purified, bro. The bottle, the
bitch purified mid sip.
Nah,
I was like, what?
It don't got that Brita, but it's like, you know the fucking you know how all the fucking water fountains now have that bottle filling station?
Yeah.
It's that type of shit. So the same shit you get from the water fountain.
That shit hit in college, boy. Especially when you're hooping and you get one of them.
Nah, after a workout, bro, that shit is crazy, nigga. Like I mean, like I have never wanted water more in my life than this moment right now, for literally, bro.
Just a little bit, please.
Nah, true, cause I be working out with the beanie too, and I'm like, bro, fuck, like,
damn.
I mean, I just wear beanies a lot, man. The problem is like also my head.
In the gym on demon time.
I do be in the gym. Nah, low key. The first few times I went to the gym too, I was in the gym in all black forces, and I had the fucking not the beanie, but the fucking
the shiesty.
Not the shiesty, but you know how I wear ski masks as beanies. You didn't hear that. Allegedly, how I wore ski masks as beanies. I had one of those on in the black fucking forces and like some joggers, and then the shirt for the gym I go to, bro. I was like, damn, I'm looking real niggardly right now. Like.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
No, but fucking TheSnDPodcast.
TheSnDPodcast. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Episode 10.
Yes, sir.
A decade of episodes.
That's the milestone for real.
This is a big milestone.
This is double digits.
Like we're here.
Right. Like I would appreciate some comments congratulating us, because I've seen a few podcasts that didn't make it to 10 episodes. Didn't make it to double digits.
That's what I was about to say. How many people y'all know? Hey, let's do a podcast. We're going, and they do 2 episodes and they stop. Y'all be like, damn, we're dropping the content for y'all though.
Right. Consistently. Sundays. At 11 a.m. Sometimes 11 p.m. But mind your business, bro.
Depending on how Saturday went. But y'all still fuck with it nonetheless.
Right.
And we appreciate you for that.
No, definitely appreciate it.
What Jay-Z say? You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Time is your most valuable, precious, and valuable resource.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you would give us your time, much appreciated.
For real.
But while you're here, and since you got time, go ahead and hit that like button, sub, hit the bell notification so you can get notified. Because you already know it's coming out at Sunday, one of the 11s.
One 11.
Right? 11. Which one? Depends. So, I mean, just in case it comes out at night and you thought it was going to come out in the morning, get that bell notification to remind you.
Yeah, exactly. You can go to sleep and watch it while you're sleeping instead of while you're eating your brunch or your lunch or your breakfast or whatever.
When you winding down for the night, just throw the pod on. And I don't know, soon we gonna start doing this fucking Spotify and shit too. So
yeah, we're gonna get this shit on audio. We got through our first 10. You know, everything is milestones.
Right.
We'll say hopefully maybe around 20. Do another 10 of just trying to figure things out. And then by then we can have a backlog of everything. We'll shoot that to the audio so y'all can, listen on the way of work and shit.
Yeah, and you had any friends and shit that they was hesitant on the video and shit. Now they have no excuse now. Now they can hear the audio. So you have no excuse not to listen, bro.
And that's crazy. I use YouTube so much. Because I have premium. I don't think you can do this on a non-premium, but you can just like turn your screen off while it plays in the background. So I listen to all my podcasts just on YouTube, because if they have a video version anyway.
On premium, with non-premium you can't. I think that in the new iOS update you can like version it.
Yeah.
But you can't your picture, picture. But you can't
Pip it.
I hate you. But you can't close your phone. If you close your phone, it'll shut off.
Yeah. YouTube Premium has been like the most W subscription I've made, because I consume ungodly amounts of YouTube. Like everything I do is through YouTube. And like, that shit's clutch. No ads.
Nah, YouTube Premium. I miss YouTube Premium, but also like I was like,
it costs.
Yeah,
it costs.
And also the problem, another problem was when I had YouTube Premium, I was spending a lot more time on YouTube. I realized because I was like, oh, I can download this 4-hour show on YouTube. Let me just download it and throw it in the queue.
Yeah.
And so now I'm watching YouTube places where I wouldn't normally watch YouTube. Damn, nigga old as fuck.
You feel what I'm saying? I just got 40 from that.
Boom might have picked that shit up, bro.
I think that shit definitely. I think y'all definitely heard that.
Oh shit.
Anyway, but yeah, YouTube Premium's clutch.
No, I might have to reinvest. It just depends. It's a slippery slope with that shit.
You know what else is clutch?
What?
Listen to this segue. Hold on. Listen to this segue. VR. That shit is fucking amazing. VR. Because, and we had the Meta keynote, which we'll get to, but shit, excuse me. The correlation for me is there's this game called Gym Class where it's like a basketball game in VR, and that's like the one game that I've always wanted that they just haven't been able to develop yet. And I'm surprised on how good it is. Like that shit is fire.
Oh, you tried it?
Yeah, I paid for it. Or no, it's free. You can get like an upgraded version for like $12.99 to be able to you get like different courts and different like gear and all that other shit, right? You can just shoot. You can shoot around in that shit, and it feels really intuitive, which is crazy.
I mean, you was talking about hooping before and shit. You might find me hooping in that. But in real life, bro, you're not gonna see me hooping.
Do you have a VR?
No. I saw the new. Speaking of, I saw the new quest that they were showing. I was like, I might. They did say that thing was $1,500 though, and I was like,
yeah, they're not getting VR.
That. I don't think I'm gonna use VR that much. The problem, my biggest hang up with VR right now is that one, every time I use it, it's giving me motion sickness. Like I don't know what it is about the screens or like I never feel like I can truly get my balance and it makes me feel sick. And two, like there just haven't been games that are interesting enough for me to want to play for real. Like I know you were doing like the poker and blackjack and shit, but like I'm cool on that. And if I am gonna do that, I'm just gonna play with my friend in like a Discord and we're gonna play online poker. We don't have to play it in VR. I'm not interested in really playing randoms. And then like the other shit that they have, they just didn't really have like. I don't know, none of the games that were coming out for VR were really like moving me. Like they had Skyrim VR, but I'm like, I'd rather just play normal Skyrim, bro, because Skyrim VR looks like it's horrible to play.
Yeah, I mean the problem with, as a quote unquote VR gamer, the problem with a lot of it is when you get these AAA titles that just got ported to VR and stuff like that, and you've played it on console, it looks exponentially worse in VR. Unless you have like a Rift, which is just your PC just projected into the VR. But if you have a Quest or the Pro, is it gonna be the Quest Pro?
I think it's the Quest Pro, yeah.
The graphics look exponentially worse to where like if you draw that comparison to what you can just play on your PC, it's like why would I play this in VR anyway?
What is the point?
And just in general, there's not a lot of good VR games to where you want to quite literally immerse yourself in a different reality. It's not like just picking up a controller. Like you have to see this shit for however long you want to play. It has to be immersive, and yeah, I don't know. They got a lot of work to do, in my opinion.
When they drop SAO in full dive, that's when you'll see me with the VR.
What's that?
Sword Art Online.
Oh, in VR?
I'm saying when they drop that, you need to see
that seems like it'll be hella motion sickness, though. No.
Sword Art Online.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it gotta be full dive, bro. I'm trying to like. I'm trying to go in, nigga. Like
I'm here now.
Right. I'm not trying to be there forever type shit. I'm not trying to have Ready Player One. But low key like some Ready Player One shit. Like forget the fucking trailer houses stacked on top of each other. But like you feel like you're in the game. Or like fucking Spy Kids 3. Like, I'm trying to have that. I want to be fully immersed, which I know we haven't got there yet. And the Meta keynote also they showed some AR applications, which I think are really interesting.
I love really AR.
Dope, especially too if they can go with the Cartier glasses. That I might be behind.
Nah, I'm definitely like that is a definite cop. And I wear glasses. Like if I can throw my prescription in the bitch too.
I mean some Cartier shades, bro.
Woo! Yeah, bro.
With
I'm
some
out
AR.
I'm AR only.
Literally.
AR only.
Nigga ain't never gonna see me. Why does nigga always got shades on, bro? Don't worry about it.
You see me. You stay over there. Don't worry about me. But nah, I think the Meta keynote was crazy because there was what do you want to call it? A showcase of the what was it? It was neuro something that they had. It was neuro.
You talking about like the wrist shit?
Yeah, and it was pretty much like a fake Subway Surfers. And at first they showed how you can just do it with like slight hand movements or track, and then the neuro, whatever the suffix was like you just think and it'll do it for you. That shit fucked me up.
I mean, yeah, because they were saying something about like it learns your like behaviors and like small micro gestures to like actually just so you can basically like when you're thinking about it, you are making a slight movement, but it's reading that slight movement cater to you and like doing the shit, which is wild. That's crazy, which is wild as fuck.
Yeah, for real.
But no, like they were in the keynote. They were making some crazy stuff because they got the full body avatars now too, which is another thing that I was kind of like I just don't like the fucking a version. Like I feel like I'm a me, and fucking, and I'm like, nah, bro. The full body avatars look lit. But it looks like they're also doing a big push between this being like since we're moving into this like work from home thing, it looks like they're also doing a big push into that because I think they had all Microsoft Office integration. They also have Teams like directly into their like I forget what the name of it is, but there's like their meeting space, and you can project that straight into Teams and like also like it just seems like they're trying to make.
Is it Horizon?
Horizon, yeah, something like that. Like I think it's Horizon meeting room, but yeah, they said like you could do like breakout sessions too, so you could do like a large meeting and then go to separate rooms. And I think honestly, like that's probably where it's gonna take off first. I feel like
that's where they're pushing it.
Yeah,
that's their end to this control that they're trying to make VR and I guess in a sense AR. If they can get it from the workforce and have that implemented and just get a bunch of people's data that way. Not trying to get into no conspiracy. But it's just it's an easier lane to get a broad amount of people in. Mm-hmm. Once you get those people, like, it's raps. Once you get those people's trust, then they'll give it to their kids, and now you have the kids stuff. And it's, it's just like a trickle down effect.
Which I'm always worried about children and technology early, bro. That always gives me an icky feeling.
My thing is like, with all the shit that's been going on nowadays in public, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of real weirdos. Like, if let's just say this VR stuff takes off, I think all the weird shit would just be in VR. Like, the people would just start escaping into VR, and at that point, they're not even gonna be like a normal human. They're just gonna only exist in these online realms. And so for us who actually like live normal lives, and be like, well, you don't have to worry about that bot. They're just over there, because they're not gonna wanna get out of where they feel like they're the biggest shit or whatever. But obviously whatever you do in VR is fake. Yeah. And but that's a whole different rabbit hole. But
I mean, just speaking on we always talk about internet niggas and they shit. Yeah. There are definitely a few internet niggas who are gonna be like, no, this is my real life. Yeah. And
all the NFTs and bullshit. Like, I run this shit. Look at my virtual penthouse. Like, nice.
Cool. You got some pickles. That's crazy, bro. Nigga didn't even build. If he built it in Minecraft, I'd at least be like, that took some hours, but nigga just
did an entire universe.
I'm like, you had time, nigga.
People wanted to hate on it. It's like, do you not see what the fuck you did, bro? Like, that is insane.
Nigga, it's crazy with it, bro. But no, and the creativity, astounding. Mm-hmm. Which another thing I think is dope about the AR applications that bring 3D models into like the workplace. Because as someone who 3D models, that's so lit to me. Because honestly, I was talking to Danny about getting a 3D printer recently. We went to go to Micro Center to get the parts. I saw that they had 3D printer. Bro, they have one that's like this big. Like that big. It's a resin printer too, so they can get higher quality.
Oh wow.
They're a little bit. The resin is expensive though, but they can get higher quality, and you need good ventilation. So that's another thing that I'm looking for in apartment hunting is like I want a room with good ventilation, so I can just open the windows. Right. And run that shit. Mm-hmm. Of course, I'll only be able to run it when I'm home because I gotta open the windows, but still, like.
Shit, excuse me.
But no, seeing something that's just so dope to me. It's like being able to go into Blender and model something and seeing it on my screen and then seeing it in real life, bro. That's so fucking crazy to me. Yeah. This is fire.
So for AR to kind of, in a way, bridge that gap, or even if you want to just like kind of test certain things and not actually have to have the physical, but you can still just see it.
Even just getting the proportions for things, because like you saw the game that I was working on, right? Like making sure that the gun feels like it, like it's not awkward to hold, like it feels realistic in that sense, and even like in texturing it, being able to, because you're limited to, you can rotate the object but like different angles, but seeing it in person like that and being able to move it around and texture it would just be fucking amazing. Like literally. Man. Like a dream come true type shit.
And when they showed that you'll be able to like scan an object and actually like have that object in the physical space or in the virtual space, but it's still like the physical object, like down to like the smallest micropixels. And they said they're still in the early stages of doing that, but they had like that teddy bear example. Yeah. And I was like, that's borderline creepy how good it was. Like that concept is.
No, I think
interior designers are gonna go crazy.
Bro, I'm saying like this just opens so many doors for so many creatives, which I love.
They just be like, yeah, couch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, couch right there. Wait, made that shit change the color of that shit?
Right, that'd be fire though.
Bro.
That'd be so fire.
It's gonna be so crazy. I'm so fucking excited. I mean, honestly, I'm more excited for that than fucking video games, to be honest. Like,
VR it has to affect kind of like daily routine or enhanced kind of daily routine stuff before it goes straight to like the gaming and shit like that, which is why I feel like they're going that work route first, because that's kind of like a daily thing, and then they'll get into the like the leisure type software. But for now, they're really pushing like, we want this to be your day.
And I mean, it like makes sense given like the current climate and, like I said, the work from home thing, and the fact that you have that integration where someone can be in, like the people who want to be in the office, they can be in the office using their AR shit and showing shit there, and the people who want to do like the webcam shit can be have their webcam spot in the meeting, or you can have your fucking avatar and shit. Like for whichever part you want of it, whichever, it just feels more inclusive and also feels like it suits you more often. And also like with remote working people as well, like working when you can't get to the office, like when you're across the country or shit, or people from other countries. I just feel like it will be a great way to connect people in the workplace. That connection isn't as real as like actually going to work with someone, but I feel like it's better than only seeing them in Zoom calls. You feel me?
Yeah, and they're trying to take that like that kind of like scan your face and essentially like put your real self in a slightly avatar form. That alone is kind of creepy, but that needs to be top notch for that route, for that angle to actually work, in my opinion, because the biggest throw off. And I play Horizon Worlds, which is like just like the free roam, like you do the concerts and all that shit. What throws you off is just like you just know that it's fake. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like VR is going to suffer, because, or for now it's suffering because everything feels fake. It feels like I still have this headset on. I'm really not nowhere. But once they master that AR, like smaller headsets, breathable headsets, and just kind of bringing that shit to life, that's when it's really going to get kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And Mark Zuckerberg don't play. He gonna get that shit right away.
I mean, he's definitely working on it. He's definitely doing despite all the shit in the news about him stealing data and shit. That aside, like as far as Meta is, he's going.
They have the data. Like, what are we stealing?
Listen, man.
That's a whole nother conversation. People be like, I don't want to give my bro. They have it.
You gave your data, bro. They got it. I'm telling you, Google got your data, Apple got your data, Facebook got your data. They've been had it.
How many times did you do your social security on some form that says it's secure? Like, yeah, it's secure, but it's just still somewhere online. It's
I'm thinking, bro, have you read a term of service, nigga? Exactly.
No, I haven't either.
If you haven't read the full terms of service, don't get mad at me that they got your data, nigga. Yeah, no. That is like.
See, and it's kind of feel like get down or lay down in a sense. Like, you can't. There's certain things that you literally can't fight. It's just you're fighting. It's not even a losing battle. You're fighting a stupid battle. You're giving energy to something that's just completely redundant. Like what are you even fighting? You gonna say no data? Okay, well, bye. Like, what's the like natural selection kind of? It's like that.
Yeah. I mean, my thing with that is, don't. There's two things. I guess if you're gonna sell my data, I would like a piece of that. It just feels kind of weird for you to sell my information.
Sell me.
Yeah, and two, like the fucking like. I feel like my data should not be readily accessible. Like, I feel like my data should be the most secure shit. Like, people shouldn't just be able to easily hack in and fuck, because you hear about all these hackings and like passwords getting leaked, addresses getting leaked, all this information. I just feel like the infrastructure around securing people's data, if you're going to take it and harvest it, should be a little bit more robust. And I mean, that's why cybersecurity pays so much, because people don't want to do cybersecurity. And also, that's the way tech is moving. Like,
yeah. And so in the future, like, if anything is going to be secure, it's gonna be your data in the future. They're not just gonna let that shit be a Wild West. They're not gonna get anybody that want to sign up for doing all that shit, knowing that essentially yourself is out for everybody. So
just I don't know. I've never on the internet. Like,
I had somebody. I'm not gonna say who they are because I would hate for them to watch this podcast, but they're older than me. They're like in their 40s. But anyway, he was like, I'm not gonna let my kids do it because I don't want them to have their information out and all that stuff. I'm saying that to say, like, he doesn't let them do VR or any social media and shit like that. To which I understand. I mean, those are your kids. Do what you want to do with your kids. But at the same time, you have to make sure you're prepping them to know, like, this is kind of what's happening in the future. This is where things are going. Make sure you're smart doing certain things. Don't just, like, completely pull the rug from under them, because they're not going to know how to operate within this extremely vast tech world that's opening up right now. They'll just be, like, super scared, and at that point it's kind of like,
I mean, I agree with that to an extent, I definitely feel like we should not give children as much access to technology as we do sometimes. Because some people really be letting the iPad parent. That's crazy as fuck to me.
Hell no.
But I feel like as long as
this
you're
G.I. Joe, nigga.
right, I feel niggas don't play with real toys no more, bro. Like
lame.
I'm telling you, when I saw my baby cousin doing the shape shit on the iPad, I was like, we're lost.
All our baby cousins do that.
I
I'm
was
looking at like,
bro.
did you really just swipe out the app and go to another one?
And then
you're like,
and she closed it and then opened YouTube and threw some shit on. I was like,
nah, it's just weird. Cause I remember sitting down with my G.I. Joes. Like I even had like a G.I. Joe versus WWE. Like,
bro, you know how lit I was when I got a Power Ranger toy, nigga?
Them niggas aren't moving. I see whole battles. I'm like, damn, he really just Randy Orton just RKO'd the fucking soldier, bro. Like, and nothing's really happening. Like, but they don't do that shit.
Your imagination. Which also I feel like it's kind of limiting to the imagination, and I want my children to be creative.
Yeah.
Because I feel like creativity, like having outlet like that is so important. So, I don't know. I'm definitely going to limit their usage. I don't feel like they should. They're definitely not going to be on social media to tell her that the age they're supposed to be.
Depending on, and it also depends on, well, damn, niggas is mid-20s now. Well, I am. But by the time I end up having a kid, I got to just see what the landscape of everything is like.
I mean,
because, like, if you're in, like, middle school or high school, before, I really didn't have social media until high school. Like, my parents was like, they did not fuck with social media. But I had to sneak and create a MySpace. I got my ass whooped for having that. But, like, now it's kind of like, more so limiting what platforms you're on, because like a TikTok or something, or I don't know, like a Jace, like YouTube for children or whatever, be like whatever. But in the future, I don't know, we're just moving, we're just trending that way, and it's just kind of creepy. It's kind of like, damn,
it would definitely be moderating. I would definitely let my children use YouTube for kids, and then probably let them transition to like normal YouTube. But I would still also probably like. It'd probably be like a family account, like monitor it.
Yeah, it has to be monitored. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
whatever you do is monitor.
I want parent moderation abilities. And also, like, I don't, as much time as I spent, like, playing video games with kids, I don't want my children to spend that much time. Like, because
my nigga going pro. You ain't doing sports in real life, you're doing esports.
I mean, honestly, I want my children to do both. I want my children to be, like, good at video games and also good at real life.
They better.
So, like,
pushing you back in.
Right? Like, you're not my kid for real, bro. You miss me with that shit. But no, like I want them to be well rounded in like all aspects. So I want all my children to like learn an instrument, do a sport, have a video game type that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Like those 3 pillars, and I want them to try and be decent in all of them. And like I want my children to try things.
And go outside.
Yeah.
Go ride a bike and fall off.
But that's the biggest thing. Like I need them to. I cannot have them be internet niggas. Because if my children are internet niggas, bro, I'm gonna feel like a failure.
Weirdos. I remember that.
If my children are internet weirdos, bro, I'm gonna feel like I'm a failure as a parent.
Yeah, for real.
But
I have to start over.
Yeah, definitely limiting social media access. And I mean, like, I get it. Like, and I also, it's also difficult though because like, I was that kid in school who wasn't allowed to have social media, and everybody else had social media, and it created a weird dynamic.
Exactly.
And it's even more so creating that now. But
I still don't have a Facebook.
I have a Facebook, but.
And that, before Twitter was really popping, like the first thing was Facebook for our generation as far as like social media went, and I just never was able to have one. So when Twitter rolled around, like my Twitter was created in 2016. Like the one I think I had one just for like shits and giggles for like in like 2013, but I didn't actually start using Twitter until I went off to college, which is crazy.
That's wild as fuck.
Yeah, my parents was like,
to
the point where they didn't even have to tell me like. They did that shit up until like middle school, but I was always like so, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, turned off by it just because hesitant. There's a different word, but nonetheless, they were always off put. They were always so like anti social media that I just didn't really want for it until I eventually wanted for it because I was like, they said don't do this, don't do that.
I'm not going. Never mind, I'm not gonna say that.
Nah, say you got to.
The only reason I got social media was for bitches, bro. Like, dead ass in college, I was like, Shorty keep asking for my Instagram, and I don't got one.
Like, it's Snapchat.
Literally, I'm like, shit.
That's when Snapchat.
I'm about to get on this.
Oh my god, that's when Snapchat was at its peak, bro.
Oh, definitely.
I hate Snapchat now.
I hate Snapchat so much.
I'm in a group chat, and I've had that shit muted for like 8 months.
No, I don't.
And I always pop in there just because like sometimes they'll plan like hooping or whatever. So I always just like scroll to make sure I'm not missing anything. But I'd be like, damn, like why are we in a Snapchat? Damn, Joe, y'all watching? I thought like our fam chat is cool, but like we can hop in a text chat, iMessage. Like I like that more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But if I'm opening, I don't have Snapchat on my phone, and if I'm really re-downloading Snapchat, it's to talk to a few specific people, and if I'm trying to talk to those few specific people, it's for a few specific things, and I'll leave it at that. You can fill in the blanks, but Snapchat is not on my phone often.
Nah, I would delete it if I could, but it's just I gotta keep it for now, just because that's where the homies talk. That's their medium of talking.
I'm also the nigga in the friend group who will just be like, I'm not engaging in this anymore. Because I did that with Snapchat. I did that with Instagram. I'm like, don't send me shit on Instagram because I'm not opening Instagram. I don't have it on my phone. So, like, you wasting your time.
Yeah.
I didn't like your photo? Yeah, I know because I don't have the app, bro. Like,
yeah, like, even with IG, like, I still don't know how to use that fucking app. Like, I found myself, like, I like everybody's story. And apparently that's not, like, a thing to do. Apparently, like, sometimes, like, I had a friend say, like, you always like my stories. I was like, well, like, it's like, I don't, it's like liking a tweet. Like,
yeah, like,
I just click it because it's right there. I'm not, like, doing anything.
I mean,
it
like,
don't mean nothing to me.
I don't know. Like, my Instagram also doesn't have a lot of photos on it either. Like,
I got my one.
I'm mass per. I know, bro. That pisses me off every time too. Because they're talking like, if we don't take thumbnail pictures, I'd be like, fuck, I did thumbnail for the pod, and then like I'll go on your Instagram and be like, hey, there's nothing.
I'm not a picture nigga, bro.
I'm not a picture.
On social media.
I started taking pictures for those. That's why I started taking pictures.
That's fair.
I was like,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
I was like, listen, man, like, see, this nigga wifed up and shit, type shit. Listen. Me and these streets have a relationship at the moment.
You think?
It's a close relationship at the moment.
You're going out on Saturday, coaches.
It's crazy. Listen.
Even though I don't think any bitch is gonna be at this concert.
Probably not.
Respectfully.
Speaking of, the way they be doing that nigga dirt, have you seen that nigga tweets recently where he's like, why my niggas on my subreddit hate me, bro? Putting this nigga faces on all albums, bro.
They had this nigga in the background of Martin Luther King's March on Washington, and like he zoomed it because he streams on Twitch. And he was like, "Is that me next to fucking Martin Luther King?" He like zoomed in. It was him in the background with some ugly ass face. He was like, "You can Photoshop real good. What the fuck are you doing this for?"
Right. Or when they did the Bim Butterfly cover and put his face over all the faces in that shit, bro. I was like, they be doing this nigga dirty, bro.
And his like fan base. Only thing I don't like about that is like he has a very kind of like a YouTuber type fan base where it's kind of like little white kids and shit like that. It's like, damn, like it's a completely different dynamic from say like an Isaiah Rashad concert or like any other artist concert, like a JID and Smino. Like it's not gonna be. If I'm in there with like some 14-year-old, I'm gonna be so mad, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna be so hot, and I won't be surprised. That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
But we gonna see.
It should be lit though. But I mean, back to children and fucking social media. I feel like just ending that off. I feel like you have to be the way the world is trending. You have to be very hands on. Mm-hmm. Like, if you are kind of a hands off parent, that shit's going to show. It's gonna be the gap is only getting wider. So yeah, I feel like you just have to be very hands on, very selective of what you allow them to use, and I mean, also making sure they engage with the real world.
Yeah, I'm about to say important. Because to your point, there's so many different ways to interact with people. Like, I hate doing the whole age thing, but like outside of school, like if I wasn't going outside, like I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. And at that point, it's easier to micromanage your child because it's like, okay, like I know if they're not outside, they're not on the computer doing whatever the fuck. I'm in my room watching Dragon Ball Z, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But now, your kid can talk to a bitch from China, and that person's actually like a 40-year-old man in New Zealand.
Yeah, now they're coming to kidnap them when you think they're going to the park type shit. Because kids be lying too.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's another thing too. I want to have a relationship with my kids where they feel like they can tell me anything, which I know is hard. Like, I know it's hard to curate that, but. I don't know. I want to do the work to have a good relationship with my children and feel like we can have an open dialogue about things. And one thing that my parents tried to do but did not have as much time to do as they wanted to was explain things to me. I want to be able to explain things to my children so they understand why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And so hopefully with that, they feel like this is a place where they can voice their opinion and we can have a dialogue about things. Now, that being said, there still will be a, nah, nigga, like, cut back. Like, you get a little chill out, because I will smack the fuck out you.
See, and that's where I have god awful patience. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I'll be a great father because, like, I have my little sister, love my little cousins. They always say, "You mean?" It's like I have really bad patience, bro.
I've realized though that like I thought I had bad patience too. I had bad patience for people I don't fuck with. That's what it is. Like, and I'm kind of off put by people in general. Cause like also like I did like I'm good with my cousins and shit. I was always the cousin that like I have 2 younger siblings. Like I was always the cousin who's watching the kids and shit. So I'm good with that. I'm good with babies, good with small children, good with like children kind of up to my age. The only thing I was bad at was, and I wasn't even bad at it, was I worked at the Boys and Girls Club. I interned at the Boys and Girls Club for a bit. And the kids that would listen to me, I was cool with. And that respected me. But the fucking baby kids, bro, like, I had no patience for that nigga. Because, like, we both know that you here to do your homework. And wait for your parents, bro. I'm not finna fucking fist fight you, drag your ass across the room to do your fucking math shit, bro. Like, and then you want to come to me last 15 minutes talking about, can you help me with this? Bro, because you know your mom about to come and she finna beat your ass.
I'm getting pissed now, bro. I even hate when my little cousin be bad. It's like, you're so lucky I'm not your father, boy.
No, I cannot have no bad kids, bro.
I can't. I literally can't.
Like,
I'm gonna get that shit in the butt.
No,
early,
I would not allow that shit.
That terrible twos, I be damn. Go ahead, try. Please.
No, because my parents, there's that one thing. I was not allowed in the stores. I was not throwing no tantrums. None of that.
Oh, hell no.
I hate that shit because they're not gonna be none of that talking back shit. My parents nipped that shit in the bud. I'm gonna do the same shit, bro. Like, no, don't forget. Like,
nigga, that pop. My mom popped the middle of the top of my hand. That hurt so damn. Cause it's like the nerves. You know, you got hella nerves right there, bro. That. I'm shutting up for the rest of the day. Matter of fact, I'm done talking.
My bad, bro.
Oh yeah.
What happened again? Type shit. Or is that fucking bro? I remember I saw the ear pull shit on TV too. I was like, bro, they just grab your arm and hold that shit. Like,
pull your shit out of socket.
I'm like, how you so strong?
Like, where did this strength come from? She-Hulk ass.
Right? What the fuck is happening right now, bro?
Oh no.
Oh
man.
shit! Don't forget that when I thought I was smart, talking about some child abuse type shit. It was like, no, my parents' dad was like, it was like, you call that number? I'm gonna show you what child abuse is. And I was like, wait, what? Because I thought I was big. Because I went to Taylor, which is very Caucasian demographic. So Billy over here talking about, they can't hit you. And I'm like, yeah, you can't hit me. I'll call the police. You gonna call who? You gonna do what now? Because if you call them, I'm gonna have to give you a reason to call them. And I was like, what you mean? I got it.
See, and the bad thing is, like, back then, like, even the cop would be like, no, that's not. But now if a child can actually get that off, the parents might really be fucked.
Yeah.
Which is so stupid, bro.
I don't know, like...
Unless there's, like, actual abuse going on, which definitely happens to a lot of kids. But in the sense that we're talking, this is just strictly discipline.
I don't know. I don't think I will beat my kids because I don't think I will have to.
I can't. I know I won't be able to.
I think...
My dad never whooped me. He couldn't. The nigga would hurt the fuck out of me, bro.
I mean, my parents definitely whooped me. It didn't
didn't
have to happen often because I was the oldest. I also learned from my brother because he was the one who got beat a lot. And I was like, yeah, that's not finna be me, nigga. Like... And there were a few stark like times where I was like, oh, I'm not doing this shit again.
Right.
And I feel like I can, and beating your children also is a thing. I feel like that always happens because you don't have time to explain shit to them. And so I feel like I'm making more of that time. And I mean, my parents have put me in a great position to be better off when I have children than they were when they had children. So I feel like with that, I should be able to take advantage of that and do better than they did. Since I have better resources, and with that, take the time that I need to explain to them. But I feel like I'm probably gonna have the arm gripping, the ear pulling and shit. But I don't feel like I'm ever gonna have to be like. And I'm probably gonna. I feel like there might be the moments where it's like, we could go to the bathroom real quick. Because if you want.
Oh yeah, especially with my son. Yeah. Because like if I have a daughter, I already know, I'm a bitch to my daughter. Like I'm gonna get your mom because you're my
she gonna have to take care of you.
What you did? That's all good. She gonna whip you. I'm sorry. I'm out of that. Right. Me and you cool though. Right. My son, oh my god, if my son's bad, that's when it's really gonna have to be like I'm gonna have to really train myself to learn how to be patient and talk because like my dad didn't play that shit, and just like the family dynamic. Like I didn't get whooped a lot because like I had sense. You know what I'm saying? So like when I see some dumb shit, it's like. I knew as a kid, like, why the fuck would you even do that?
Oh, yeah.
A nigga come to school like, I got whooped for... Well, yeah, you were supposed to get whooped.
Like,
the fuck?
Why the fuck were you doing that shit?
You went and threw a rock at somebody's door. Like, I'll whoop you.
Literally.
Like, what are you talking about?
When I was hearing some of the shit that niggas was doing, I was like, now why would you do that? Like, what part of you was like, no, this is a good idea. This is that shit. This is fun.
I got a story. So there's this kid named Mario who stayed right around. He stayed really close to a cul-de-sac in my neighborhood, and he literally broke somebody's garage. Like we were playing football, and we were playing in the yard. How can I work this? Okay, so you have the driveway like this, and the yard is next to it. So it's not parallel; it's perpendicular. He would run. He would just keep running into his fucking garage, and to the point where he put a dent in it, and the little chain link fell off. And his mom came out and snatched him up, took him in the house. She was like, "Y'all go home." He was like, Mario's about to die, bro. Nigga, get on the bus. He wasn't crying. He was like, we were like, "What happened, Mario?" This was like 7th grade. He was like, "My mom whooped me, and she said that I was grounded for 3 weeks, so y'all can't come play football for a while." And some of my friends were like, "No way!" And he was like so mad that he got whooped. I'm sitting here like,
what the fuck?
do you know what would happen to me?
Right.
You might have got off.
That's crazy that you got on this bus today, because I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Bro, exactly. I would still be in bed crying. Wake your ass up. No, I can't move. I'm leaving. I'm going.
Don't even get me started about that. The fucking call yourself packing up some clothes.
Nigga put a pair of basketball shorts, a tank top.
Cause I remember one day I had it. I was like, I'm leaving. This is it. I caught myself packing up my shit. It was like, okay, but leave all the shit I bought you. I was like, what?
You can't take shit.
I was like, wait.
And
they were like, yeah, I mean, if you're not living under my roof, you can't have my things. Like, I mean, I gave them to you, but you was just borrowing them. Like, I purchased them, so like, you can leave with everything you purchased in this house. And I was like, but. And they were like, yeah, including what you wear. And I was like, but see what happened.
That's such a valuable just lesson. Though.
Yeah, and it also made me a lot more appreciative. Like, damn, like I do owe everything to these niggas. Like, let me chill out.
My granddad was just like that. I grew up selfish as hell. Selfish as fuck. Me and my sister are 6 years apart. So for 6 years, like, everything is all mine. And my granddad would take me to McDonald's, and he would always take a chicken nugget, bro. That shit would make me so mad. Like, I was a crybaby. I would start crying. Are you there? He was like, did you buy him? He would say that every time, and that shit used to piss me off. And then when I got to, like, middle school or whatever, I was like, yeah, he did buy them. They weren't mine. He was really giving me his chicken nuggets.
Right, he's like, I'm lucky I got the rest of the 6-piece. Like,
he really gave me the rest of this shit. So it's like little lessons like that. Like, you don't even need to beat them, but you do have to be like, take ownership because it's the truth. And so when, now I look at shit like, this is all really mine. Like, if I'm giving something that's mine out, it's because it's mine. Like, I don't know. It's just lessons in that you can learn.
Yeah, I mean, it also makes you be more appreciative and more grateful. Like, part of me is as well, like, I'm tempted to, like, I gotta find a way to be, like, wealthy and stuff like that and, like, have things, but also not let my kids get it twisted. Like, I almost want to raise them like they broke, but, like, I don't know. Like, this is my money that I've worked for, and you get to, you're afforded some of the spoils of that. But at the same time, like, nothing in this world is given for free. You have to work for things. So, like, instilling that, I want to find a way to instill that work ethic. And because I feel like my work ethic is crazier than my sister's. Mm-hmm. But my parents were in a different place when they had me and when I was growing up versus when they had her. Right. And we're 6 years apart. So it's like we're just different people. Mm-hmm. We just operate differently. Even though, like, me and my sister are the most similar out of the siblings. Like, we both act a lot like my dad, but there are certain things that we just operate differently. Right. I need to find a way, and I'm not to it yet, but I need to find a way to instill that work ethic at an early age. I feel like, because that's one of the things that pisses me off so much, bro. Like, especially working fucking food service and shit, when niggas want to come into work expect to get paid and not do your fucking job, nigga? Like, this nigga over here complaining like, why I got him off the floor. Bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck do you think you get your paycheck for?
Oh my god.
What you mean, why I got him off? Because the floor gotta get clean, bro. It's night shift. We prepared it for the... Like, because you know you would be mad as fuck if you came in the morning and the floors were fucking sticky.
Exactly.
That's why you got him off the floor, nigga.
Exactly.
Like, you ain't have to clean on Sundays? Like, you not used to that? Bro,
No, I mean, I got two things. To that point, it's like, bro, well, hell, I lost that goddamn point. No, I didn't. So to that point about the whole, like, if you have a job, do it. Like, you can be upset that you have to do it, but you need to have the common sense that you're only here because of that. If you don't want to do it, then don't be here. It's that simple. But you can't have the best of both worlds, bro. I mean, you can't just not be doing... Like, I got pissed when I worked at Staples because, goddamn, they didn't left... All these customers left a mess. I got to clean this shit up. But at the end of the day, I got to clean the bitch up.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's different than, like... Because I had
these
people...
niggas just don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, I had people like niggas who would act like it was about to... Like, they were so above mopping the floor.
Yeah, like they're entitled to some shit.
Nigga, you're working minimum wage. Like, what the fuck do you think you're above mopping a floor? Like, what the hell?
This shit's so dumb. And
like,
to the whole, like, raising the kids thing, like, Shaq has a quote that I'm with you with what I want to instill in my children, but his quote was, I tell my kids all the time, I'm rich, not y'all.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the realest thing. I remember when he first said it, whenever that was, people were like, oh my gosh, like, why would he do his kids like that? But it's like, no, like, he's saying, like, this money is the money that I earn. Like, this is the work that I did. And because of who I am and the money I have, you have more opportunity than 95% of children that look like you to do whatever you want. But you're not just about to sit under me. Yeah. Like, use me as a platform, but you're not just going to take from me. Like, this, I earn this money. That's what he says. He's like, this is my shit. Go get yours. Because I'm in a position where you can. So go do it.
No, I feel that heavy. Like we were saying earlier, like, I want them to be in sports. I want them to play the game. I want them to, like, be able to socialize. But also, like, you're not finna have this shit as soon as they come out. Like, if you want it as soon as it come out, like...
You better hope that I want it.
right. You better hope some shit on it that I'm gonna play. And best believe...
I'm playing it.
I'm playing it.
You go to bed. The fuck? Get your ass out my room.
This shit don't belong in the living room. It belongs in my room, nigga.
Bro, for real.
And you gonna be able to play it occasionally.
That's real.
But you go... Listen, I just talk about this shit all the time. When I made the switch from console to PC, I took my Christmas money from 2 years. 2 years of Christmas and birthday money and built a $200 PC. Piece of shit. And that's what I started on, bro. Like, you think I'm just finna bump out the 2K gaming PC with the LED lights and all that? No, nigga.
No, bro.
No. You better get yourself a job, nigga. Like,
that's real.
That's one thing that my parents did not let me do during high school, which kind of makes sense because I was going through shit in high school. I was also... The workload that I had in high school was crazy. It was like college level workload.
Oh, yeah.
It was insane. So, I don't really have time for a job, even though I want to get a job.
Grinder.
But I want my children to be working as soon as they can. Like, literally, like, when you start bagging, you can start bagging, like, at grocery stores, like 14, 15?
14, 15, for sure.
Yeah, I want them to start working like that, because I want them to understand.
That's not even a thing no more, though.
Yeah. But
unless
I want
you do Publix.
I'm thinking about, like, because niggas just self-checkout now. But I want them to understand the importance of hard work, and also that, like, because when I started working, like, it just clicks different. Like, when you start working and start making your own money and paying for your own things, like, it gives you one appreciation for the things that when other people pay for you, when other people give you things, and also, like, I don't know, it just makes you more grateful, and you also get that real, like, you can start doing the real calculations in your head for, like, things that you want. So, like, now you see, like, because before you'll be like, I want the new PS5, it's $500, and you're just like, well, that's just a fucking number. Like, I can count to 500. But now if you see that, like, oh, it's $500, and I'm making $725, but also the government is taking out 30%, so now I'm making, like, what?
Nothing.
Fucking math. But yeah,
essentially nothing.
I'm making, like, what, $5 to the hour, let's say. I gotta work 100 hours to get this PS5. So I was like, and it's like, that was hours you're working, and like, well, it's gonna be a minute. So now you appreciate the thing more because you paid for it, and you also... And when someone gives it to you, you also understand the work that comes behind that. Like, they might not have of course, they're usually not gonna have the same hourly wage as you, but still, they have put work behind it to get this thing to you, and you appreciate it more, and it's more important you cherish it. Because also, I hate the people who, like, I hate a break the controller ass nigga. That pissed me. Like, my cousin came over and broke my controller, bro. I was so mad.
Oh, breaking somebody else's controller?
I mean, yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah. Well, now it's different. But yeah, growing up, never. Because, like, I didn't pay for it.
I mean, yeah. Now I break the controller, I'll buy a new one.
Yeah.
And I can afford to break the controller now. But before...
Wait, before you get to your point, don't forget it. It was the worst when you did some shit like that and you didn't buy it. So now your dumb ass done broke some shit. Now you gotta ask your parents to buy it. Like, what the fuck?
No.
Now you mad at the game and your parents mad at you. It's like, oh, fuck.
No, I fucked up. Like, because, you know what? It wasn't my cousin that broke it. It was one of my family friends, his younger brother. Mm-hmm. So we were playing the fighting game, right? And this nigga mad that he lost. He threw the controller on the ground. And it, like, buckled.
The 360 one?
Yeah, the 360 one.
Yeah, because
so I did this shit. And I was like... And like I picked it up, and the B button didn't work no more. I was like,
that 360 controller breaks, bro.
Bro, we got 2 controllers. Now none of us can play the game no more because you got mad, bro.
Nah, that was the worst. That was the fucking worst. That's hilarious. But even like, man, I don't know. I can't even think about how I would really parent my children because you don't know until you start doing it. I mean, like, I just try to hope for the best as far as like where I am mentally when I have a child, making sure I'm in like, that's really the biggest thing, make sure I'm in a good mental space and I'm in a comfortable space.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how my parents did it as young as they were.
Bro, I think about that shit. Bro, like,
ain't no way in hell.
I'm almost 3 years older than my parents were when they had me, bro.
I am 3 years older.
Yeah. If I had a kid...
Oh, and we probably had our parents at the same age.
If I had a kid at 21, nigga... Bro, you know what the fuck I was doing at 21? Oh,
that child would be dead. And you can cut that out if you want to.
Nah, bro, that's the end.
That nigga is gone.
That be donezo, bro. Like... Bro, I can barely take care of myself as a human at 21.
I let my Minecraft character fucking starve. Like, you think I'm about to let a human? Like, no, bro.
You know how many times I would just get on the game
apple,
and fucking despawn and then we'll play. It's been 12 hours. You can't you can't just despawn from a kid, bro. Like, that's constant. Because on the days off too, I was like, cause that's when you're young like that too. I'm in college. It's the day off. I'm like, is there shit happening tonight? I'm setting an alarm for like 2 hours before that shit happening. I'm on the game till then type shit.
Yeah.
So it was like I literally despawn. I zone out, and you can't do that.
You can't do that. You got to be uber attentive, especially for the first 10 years, which is crazy. That's so long to dedicate. Like you have to give your whole self away, especially if you want to be a good parent, as you should, and as I want to. But not at that age. Hell no.
I'm thinking about it. Probably, my goal is next 4 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. Like that 28 to 30 range is when I want to start having kids.
I can't be over 30. Because all I think about is my child's graduation. I'm not trying to be an old ass parent.
Yeah, bro. Because that also got to me. It's like I parents are young parents, which is cool. Like in the fact that because I could talk to my dad about shit, and like we don't have that age gap to where it's like I don't know.
Completely asinine.
Yeah, I never think of him as like an old nigga. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like my dad still my dad is cleaner than me sometimes. I'm like, that's fucked up. One, because you got more money than me.
You feel what I'm saying?
Bro, when my dad got back into sneakers, he was like, well, yeah, I have the extra cash. He was like, first of all, I lived in New York. Like, I don't know why you thought just because you got swag in college that I wasn't a bit on this. It's like, you just grew into this. I'm where it came from type shit. So he's like, so I saw him with some J's I hadn't seen before. I was like, what? I'm like, where you even get this from? Who told you about Jordan? Like, this nigga.
Bro. What?
Bro. Nah, but like, yeah. So I like moments like that where it still feels. So I want to kind of be in that age range where like, when my kid is like in their 20s, they feel like they can talk to me like, not on day one type shit, like a peer, but like a mentor still. Yeah. And not in that like this old nigga don't know what the fuck going on type shit.
I mean, yeah, to be and it's, there's a quote in a song. Have you heard of Fonte before? You know who he is? Or Lil Brother, Ninth Wonder?
I've heard those names, but
yeah. Well, he has a quote at the end of one of his songs that is, and it's probably a famous quote, but you're only as old as your ability. You're only as old as your ability to process new information. And I feel like even like the whole old head, it's not really an age thing. It's just how stuck you are into like this old mindset. You know what I mean? So, and I think being closer to your kids in age makes that gap a lot smaller. But still, at the end of the day, like, a big thing for me is just making sure I adapt with the times and not being stuck in. Because we talk about the whole social media and shit, and that's why I was kind of like, if it's trending a certain way, then I need to learn how to operate within what's going on and not just being like, you can't do this because I didn't do this. Like, that's a very, like, dumbass thing to say. And, you know, my parents kind of did that a little bit, but, you know, at the same time, like, they still tried to respect, you know, kind of like what that time was, and I want to do the same.
Because, I feel like my parents had a few hard lines, but they were like, and when I was a kid, they annoyed the fuck out of me. Like, you can't play, if you're not 13, you can't play the rated T game. If you're not 17, you can't play the rated M game. Like, it annoyed me in the moment, but like, also, it kind of makes sense. Like, I get it.
I would have been distraught.
I was distraught commonly, nigga, like, a lot, often.
So you really gonna sit here and play GTA 3? Send me, I can't do nothing. That shit look fun, bro. Let me get the controller, bro.
But, like, I mean, with that, though, like, one, I get it, and two, it's like, it doesn't, okay, like, I'm not as great at COD on the controller, but, like, that doesn't affect my life in a crazy way.
Right. It's not end all.
Yeah, and I still feel like, and I feel like they hit where they were supposed to hit. Like, there were some things that weren't, like, the way that, I deal in a perfect world, but, like, also, they're figuring it out as well. And, like, I think my parents did, which is crazy to say, because it feels kind of like bragging, but I think my parents did a great job with me.
That's not bragging. To say it turned out. That's, like, the ultimate compliment.
I mean, yeah, it's a compliment to them, but it also feels like I'm that nigga. It feels like I'm saying, like, I'm that nigga, but no, I just think my parents did a great job parenting me. Yes.
You feel me?
Yeah. And I hope to do as well as they did and more is the goal, honestly.
And as a parent, you know, I'm pretty sure that's all you want to hear from your child, because then, like, one thing about parents that I noticed because of, like, my mom's relationship, did you know I lost my father? I think I told you that. I lost my father in 2016. I didn't know you didn't know that. But just so you have that context, because I don't want to make it seem like my dad wasn't around. Like, my dad was, like, the best dad. But my grandma always talks to my mom like my mom was, like, 14. Not in, like, a disrespectful way, but she's like, if we're in town, if we're in Alabama, like, my grandma's like, where are you? Are you okay? Because it's just motherly. You know, parenting never ends. And so, like, I just want to be that way, to where it's just, like, not owning my child, but it's like, this is my ball of life that I created. Like, I want to make sure, I want the absolute best for you. And I don't understand how parents, like, don't do that with their children. It's like, I don't know. It's just weird. It just doesn't resonate with me.
I mean, yeah, my parents are...
You can't keep me from my child, bro. I made you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like,
you are mine, bro. I don't give a damn what nobody says.
I did have a falling out with my parents a few times.
Like a real falling out? Okay.
Like, I was like, there was a point in time where I was like, I'm never speaking to my mother again. Like, I was like, cut that. Like, don't talk to me. I don't want to communicate with you. And it hurt her a lot, and I know that. And I'm not going to say I regret it because of what I needed in the moment. And also, it was in response to her hurting me a lot. But, one, I understand where she's coming from now. It doesn't change how it made me feel in the moment. And two, I think it was good for our relationship in the long run. That I put my foot down and put that wall up. Because, like, I don't talk to my parents a whole lot, but, like, I care about them. I give a fuck about them, if that makes sense.
Right.
When we meet up in person, that's made abundantly clear. But I'm just not, and I mean, you know me, kind of, I feel like I'm not the reach out person.
Yeah.
I'm kind of to myself a lot. And my parents, I get that from both of them. Like, both of them are very to themselves. So that felt, like, that's kind of how it felt in the house, but also, like, we're to ourselves, but also, like, we fuck with each other. And that's clear, and, like, you can also just walk into someone's room and just be like, yo, what up, type shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there was this, in high school, I wasn't really trying to have that because my mom was like, and I get it, she's my mom, and she was like, we used to be best friends. I was like, yeah, when I was 2. Like, when I was 2, and it was just us in the house. Like, yes, we were best friends. Now I'm 17, mother. Like, and she would just sit on my bed while I'm doing homework and shit. Like, what you doing? I'm like, homework. Like, but just being around me. But also, like, I want that with my kids. I want to, like, be around my kids, and, like, I know it's gonna annoy them during phases, but I also, like, and I mean, as much as it annoyed me in the moment, like, I still, like, it was kind of funny. Like, it was like, well, she cared, and, like, I got it in me in the moment. Like, well, she just wants to be around me. Like, And it could be either way where she doesn't want to be around, where she doesn't want anything to do with me. And I don't know, those moments, even if you are a little bit like, because some people will see the way our family operates and they'll think it's kind of distant. And my brother's kind of like that. He needs that like constant like reassurance, that constant contact. That's not me. I'm more of a, I don't want to say hands off, but I'm just like, I don't know. I can have more distance between interactions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I feel like regardless of how my kid turns out, whether they're more like introverted or extroverted, I want to have that, I don't know, that camaraderie, that, like, I want you to know that I give a fuck about you. And I don't want there to ever be a time that you feel like, where you don't feel like that, where that isn't at the forefront. Like, even with that, it comes into again where we're like, I want my kids to feel like they can talk to me. Like, I don't want to feel like there's anything that's off limits for them to bring up. Like some crazy shit happens. I want to know about it. I want my kids to be the ones who go and tell their parents.
Yeah, for real.
Like, not in like a snitching way, but like this is some wild shit.
It's like, this is what happened. Yeah. Listen to this. Yeah. I'm not going to feel judged by telling you.
I don't want them to be afraid to tell me anything. Because once you create that environment, it's like, fuck, now you don't know what's going on. And you can't really parent like that if your children are afraid to tell you shit. Like, because you're never going to be, you cannot be with your child 24/7. So you have to rely on that, having that dialogue and that open communication.
Yeah, you got to start that early, because once they get to a point where they're off by themselves, then you're really just, in the gray with everything. Yeah. And that was a big thing for, my mom and my little sister, after my dad passed, just making sure that, we knew that she was always there for us and not feeling like, not having the ability to talk to her because, I was off to college. My sister's off to college now. So now she was probably like, I don't want them to just like feel like they can't talk to me because now I don't know. And for a mother, that is like, that's the red sign. You know what I'm saying? So like our dynamic is great. Even after my dad passed, like nothing really changed. Like even within my family, like things just kind of, it was hard, but things just kept moving, and it all goes down to how each generation was raised through all the faults and the upsides, but like everything kind of built to make sure that this boat keeps floating, and that's what I want to make sure I keep. You know what I mean? I don't want that shit to sink, bro. Hell no.
No, I gotta. And I mean, knowing you, we haven't known each other long, but I feel like I know you pretty well at this point. I think you'll do a great job.
About over a year now, right?
Yeah, it's definitely over a year. Because my year was, this is a funny
July.
Story. I don't know if we've talked about this, but when I came back from Champs, I couldn't get into the building because apparently I didn't know this, but at the time your badges last every year. So they're good for a year, but then you need to renew them type shit. But I didn't know this. So I'm coming back in, my badge don't work, and I'm a nigga, so my badge I was like, I can't get in the front door. Well, I gotta try a different door. So the only way to get the other doors are in the back with the gate. And you can use your badge to open the gate, but my badge didn't work. So I hopped the fence to get in the back. And I'm trying the different doors, and I get a call from the old boss, like, hey, they just fixed your badge. Cox Security just called me and said someone hopped the fence. I was like, yeah, that was me. that was me.
That's hilarious.
But no, like, so yeah, it has been a year. But I think you'll do a great job. And I haven't spoken to your girl much, but seem good. I think you guys will do crazy. I think
we're both raised right. Crazy. I think that's the biggest thing because nobody's perfect and nobody really knows what type of parent they're going to be until they have a child. And, I feel like as long as the foundation's solid, you'll be fine. Expect fuck-ups because nobody's perfect, especially not being a fucking parent. And
I feel like
that's one thing that I'm definitely completely understanding of. So I'm not going to be the perfect father.
No, no one can.
I'm going to try to, though.
Yeah. Within the best of my ability, I would try to raise kids as perfectly as possible. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, there are going to be some mistakes. Yeah. And those are learning experiences. Yeah, and just as long as you keep it pushing and keep, like, you build that foundation and you keep working towards that, I feel like it can only go up. Like, and I mean, at some point, they do become their own person. And you kind of got to...
I got a good segue for that.
You got to hold off, like, as much as you want to, like, be hands-on, like, you got to be like, okay, you're your own person now. And I feel like I've done all I can do. Like, I'm still here for you, but at this point, now you're steering the ship type shit.
We as a people are becoming, like, scared to have kids and like demonize them. We don't want to essentially continue to populate. And we're quick to look at Nick Cannon and be like, damn, all he's doing is he only having unprotected sex. And then he's like, bro, but he's like, if you really think about it, like he's building a kingdom of niggas, bro.
Yeah, and also like
just like what our, ancestors, they did that same shit.
People make the jokes that like, your kid's classroom in 30 years is just gonna be full of fucking Nick Cannons and young boys fucking kids. But like at the same time, like
it's kind of cool.
I mean, my only thing with it is like he cannot be in all those kids' lives as much as I feel like he would need to be. Mm-hmm. So me personally, like I would have just had a lot of kids with the same person.
And then that's just you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, me. But then again, the key word, me personally.
Exactly.
But also, like at the same time, like y'all can't really knock it if he can afford these kids. He's taking care of these kids. He's seeing these kids. Yeah, he's seeing these kids and their mothers often. Like, really, y'all just nosy as fuck.
That's all
like,
it is.
And y'all like, well, I wouldn't do that, so he shouldn't do that. And I feel like that's so weird to
that's
be like.
That's the weirdest shit.
Like just because you wouldn't do something personally does not mean that other people don't have the right to do it within reason, of course.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. We're not talking murder and shit like that.
Yeah, but
like,
for
we're talking
people
somebody's family.
Yeah, but for people who claim to be so inclusive and like welcoming and shit, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird in situations where it's like, well, this is not what I like and what I want. So now all of a sudden, all that's out the fucking window.
People are only inclusive when it benefits them, bro. Like. I'm not going to make this no community thing because we don't have to touch on the communities that do that. But we know the communities that do that. And I feel like if you're really being real, like, you'll just be accepting to everybody and not accepting to those who you don't want to be accepting. To, like, make it person by person. Like, the whole community thing is like, why can't we all just be unified? Everybody wants to speak unification, and the second that they hear something that doesn't apply to them, it's just like, they're completely against it. They don't even give it a second thought. And it's like, I love and I hate everybody. I say that to everybody. It's like, I could look at anybody and I'm not looking at this. I'm like, bro, I don't fuck with you because I don't fuck with you. It's not because your skin or none of that other bullshit that's like completely like a today thing. Like,
yeah, none of the identity politics, none of that. I don't fuck with you because the way you behave and your actions. That's it. The content of your character is what I don't fuck with.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about what you do in your own time with your family or with your sexual preference and all that other bull. Man, I could give a fuck about that shit, bro.
Quite literally, I don't care.
I could give a fuck about that shit.
Honestly, I think it's weird that some of y'all are so nosy and give so much of a fuck, bro. Like, if I'm not fucking you, I don't care who you fucking. Like, literally, like, what does that
try
do
to
with
fuck
me?
me.
You're right.
I'll draw that line.
I'm a respectfully decline. Like, that's not me. But I'm sure there's someone out there for you.
And I have the right to say that that's not me. Like, you have a right to say that that's you.
Yeah.
And then I feel like that's just, how things should be.
Because, I mean, it's happened to me a few times. Where I was like, this makes me uncomfortable. But also, it happened to me a few times where girls hit on me, and I was like, this also makes me uncomfortable. I think that's just more of I don't like being approached. Yeah. I like approaching people. I don't like it the other way.
Yeah, some situations that it's like, bro, like, watch out.
Also, both of the times they were bigger than me, and I was like, I was like, no. Like, I appreciate it that you find me attractive, but at the same time, like, that's not me, bro. Yeah. And this is actually a funny story. So, I'm walking home. This is back when I worked at Sweet Hut, right? Mm. Which is crazy that I worked at Sweet Hut, but I'm walking home with my coworkers because I'm living on campus, and they live like in an apartment near campus. So it was me, coworker, and then like other niggas. So I guess for context, it's a white girl and another nigga who's gay, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're just walking. It's probably the store closes at 1 a.m. So it's probably like 1:15. We're halfway through our walk. Well, actually, no, store closes at 1 a.m. So it's probably like 1:45. We're halfway through our walk. And bro just walks past me, not my coworker friend, but like some random nigga, dreads. Like he's like 6'5", nigga built. He just goes, walks past me, looks me in my eyes, and just goes, "You're sexy as fuck." And then like, I think I just like, like confused and scared at the same time.
Bush, bitch, you don't lie.
No, I think I was just like confused and like a little bit frightened because I would say I'm a man all day, but a big nigga walk up in my face and just like this, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
No, bro.
So He says that, and then he literally, I was like, no. And then he was like, and I think he saw it in my eyes, like legitimate fear. He was like, "Oh, my bad, bro. Like I ain't." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I appreciate it, but like, that's not me, bro.
That's not you.
Right? That's not me." And I think all that interaction. I mean, personally, I don't think you should be hitting on anyone at like 1 a.m. at night, but teach his own. But other than that part of the interaction, like I feel like that should be fine to have. That's okay, and I feel like both of us were within our thing. But like at that moment, I also realized like, yeah, I don't like being hit on.
And from what he said, from his response, he recognized like that wasn't you, and had the respect to say that. My bad, like, and that's not you, and you were like, that's not me, and you just don't have to be who you're not, and you don't have to expect anybody to be you. They're not you,
right?
They're them.
It's a funny interaction, but I think it also paints perfectly like that both parties handled it the way it should have been handled. Cool. Yeah. Like, and I feel like there should be more of that, just more people of accepting.
Yeah. Like, people are just fake accepting, bro.
Yeah, accepting when it's convenient.
I think that's the closing remarks, man. Just, love people who you want to love, and shit, we going crazy. But yeah, love people you want to love, and if you don't take a liking to somebody, then it's okay to not like somebody, but you don't have to like force yourself onto them.
You don't have to force your value system and belief onto them, and also you don't have to scream from the rooftops that you don't like this person. Because there are plenty of people that I don't like that don't know that I don't like them. I just don't interact with them. But also, I'm not like up at night, 3 a.m. like, damn, I hate this nigga, bro. If I see him, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of that nigga.
I'm not fucking with you. Like it's okay.
Respectfully, don't come around me. I don't like your energy around me. Don't want to interact with it in any way.
Exactly. That's the moral of the story, man. We'll probably chop this into like a little not an outtake, but like a extras.
I mean, low key, this is episode 10.
You just make it a long one?
Yeah. You could just do that.
It's a landmark one. We might as well make it a long one. Yo, if you've been watching this whole, even if you skipped around a little bit, that's understandable. I wish we had like the automatic chapters thing. I wish that shit worked on YouTube. I don't think.
I still don't know how to do chapters like on the thing.
You can just do when you put timelines in the description, it automatically does it.
Oh.
It takes those as timestamps and then it'll do it. But I wish it kind of had like the intelligence to do it on its own. That'd be fire. But if you're skipping around and you got to this point, you are a real one.
Oh yeah, I fuck with you.
You don't even understand. Like, you're a real one. If you made it through, let us know in the comments. Just put like an emoji down. You don't gotta put your heart out. It's okay. We know you're scared anyway.
Man, I hope you enjoyed. Episode 10, Milestone.
Episode
Decade
10.
episode.
We do this.
Y'all got some real shit today. Yeah, I think we can, like you said, end on one. Be yourself.
Be yourself. Love yourself. Love others. And be true. Just be true, man. We'll catch y'all on episode 11. Love you.